All right, Yvette. It is so good to see you today. I got to call you Dr. Harris because you have earned a
Thank you.
doctorate in education. And so I've got to be real with that. But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mars Cerna, and I'm here as part of the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools Parent Summit, our 2020 virtual Parent Summit. And we have a variety of guests throughout the weeks of the September 22nd through the 25th that we'll be featuring. And today we're featuring Dr. Yvette Harris, who is a great friend of mine, a colleague. We've worked together at San Bernardino Valley College, and we've worked on a variety of projects over at San Bernardino City Unified School District, and then in my current role at the County Office of Education and also in Fontana Unified. She's a great expert when it comes to educational themes. And today we're going to have a conversation around back to school in Peace workshop. And I love this workshop, Yvette, because right now I am living this myself. I think you and I have had these conversations about homeschool right now, and I have a sophomore and a sixth grader, and they're both on different schedules, and so trying to get them logged on, get them breakfast, get them lunch. I end up being the principal, the custodian, the nutrition man, the vice principal, and then also the campus supervisor, because when they come out of their classroom environment, I'm like, do you have a pass? What y'all doing out here in the hallway? So
Exactly.
I understand this, and I understand the stresses that go with this. And so Yvette, thank you for being here. And we're gonna keep this going, right? You ready to
Yes.
go?
Yes, I am.
So Yvette, as we have this conversation, people want to know who you are, what you're about, who am I? So let's talk about who Yvette is.
So I am first of all, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited about this and getting this out to parents across San Bernardino, Riverside County. I'm a 21-year educator, and I am currently the founder and owner of EDR Consulting Services. We provide services in the area of education, leadership, and workforce development. And I am a John Maxwell certified parent and family coach. So I'm coming to you today as a subject matter expert. Just want to help some parents. At the end of the day, I want to help some parents. So here we are.
Well, I truly appreciate you for being here. I stepped out and, hey, can we have you on? And here you are. And so it's so nice to have you. And so as we move through this conversation today, I'm hoping our parents do get some feedback from you. So, we have been moving from chaos to calm, we hope, right? COVID hit us in March, and we shut everything down, and we went to distance learning. And then all of a sudden, summer comes through, and every district across the nation is trying to grapple between the in-person stuff and the virtual stuff. Right here in California, most of our schools are all virtual. And so we still have some chaos going on. So talk to us about what you mean from moving you, the parent, from chaos to calm.
Exactly, because that's what this is all about, moving the parent. March 13th, 2020, children went home from school, a lot of them with packets, but some of them with nothing because it was spring break. But behind the scenes, district officials were having these meetings and just extending spring break by a week, which in March, it was okay. An extra week was okay. However, they haven't seen the inside of the school building since March 13th. And so parents went, like you said, the teacher, the counselor, the AP, the principal, all of that. And when you think about the home setting, there's so many parents that their homes were not prepared for homeschooling. And so when I talk about moving from chaos to calm, I'm talking about getting your home and your family prepared for distance learning.
Thank you for that. And so, you are very strong about routine. So talk to me a little bit about this morning routine. What should that look like for our kids as they get up in the morning and stuff?
Well, first of all, it starts the night before. Moms, dads, foster parents, caregivers, even though you are not having to get your child up and get them out of the house in order to get to a physical location, you still need to have that routine established. They need to be going to bed at a certain time and getting up at a certain time. They need to be getting dressed. We are not doing school in our pajamas. No, they don't. I mean, can they be a little bit out of dress code? Sure. Have on a tank top, but get dressed. A top, a bottom, you know, shower, all of that good stuff, comb the hair. They need to be dressed. They need to have breakfast. We are still doing school. We're still doing school. So breakfast needs to be in there. And so if you get up at 6:30, if the class is going to start and you get on that Google Hangouts and Google Classroom at 7:30, you still need to have that morning structure. So that means the night before, let's go to bed at a certain time, the same time Sunday through Thursday, so that we have those routines in place.
That's so true. And I had to do that with my kids. And they're like, come on, Dad, I'm so used to going to bed at 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Ain't happening no more. So the night before, I love that. And then getting them ready in the morning. That's the one thing we had to do with my kids is make sure they got dressed. Like you could just start that routine, right? Just to get your mindset right. So I like that morning routine piece. Thank you for letting us know about that. So talk to us a little bit about study areas. What do you mean when you say arrange study areas? What should that look like in the home?
So like you said, you have two different children or you have two children at two different grade levels. Mm-hmm. So here's the most important thing, especially for those in high school. The bed is not a study area. And I know that this happens pre-COVID. The child comes home, they get on their bed, they spread out all their stuff and they're studying. First of all, it's not good for the physical body. It's not good for their structure. And in our minds, physiologically, when we hit the bed, the body says, the brain says, oh, this is a time to relax. And that's why you go into the room at 4 o'clock and they're there studying, but you go in the room at 4:30, they're asleep. The bed is not a study area. So you've got to have the dining room table. I'm not telling you to go out and buy a desk. This doesn't have to create an expense. And right now, with milk being $5 a gallon and our gas is back up over $3, hey, things can be tight. But a table, the dining table, the kitchen table, a TV tray, something, they've got to have a designated place. This is my place, going back to structure every day, that when I sit here, I am ready to learn.
I like that, because I remember going to college and, you know, having the bed as a study area, and I thought that I could lay on my book and osmosis would happen and all the words would go into my brain. I guess that didn't ever work, but
well,
I like that.
And the thing about it is just like when we go to bed, our brain and our body says it's time to shut down. When you have that set study area in the home, then at some point the brain says, oh, when I sit in this chair at this place, that means it's time to study. And then the child can better focus. So you can have one part of the house for the middle schooler, one part for the high schooler, one part for the elementary schooler, but have that designated place that is the study area.
Thank you for those words of wisdom. So as we keep moving here, Yvette, I noticed this, you say no screen time. And so I'm assuming, you know, since they're on screen all day, you're going to talk a little bit about how we can cope with trying to limit our screen time after being on a computer all day.
Exactly. So, you know, in the workplace, they tell you, oh, every 20 minutes, make sure you give your eyes a break. It's the same. And I also know that schools are breaking up, you know, the class times a little bit to give children a break. Again, I'm going to go back to the adult in the home. That's a break from everything. So you need to sit down with your children, which we'll talk about later, and you need to come up with an agreement. Put it in writing, put it on the refrigerator, because that's where they're going quite a lot lately. Put it on the refrigerator. In between classes, that's not the time that you pick up the phone right now. I know we did it pre-COVID, but right now you just need to give your eyes a break. Because see, these things, they're real. and they come from us spending so much time on a screen, okay? And so give your eyes a break. Parents, talk to your children, find out, are their eyes burning? You may need to go and get some Refresh, which is a great eye drop. Get some eye drops and have them on hand every few hours, couple times a day. But get your child away from the screen. And in the evening, dinner time or a certain time in the evening, all screens off. All screens off for the rest of the night. Our children are spending even more time than ever between the video games and all of that pre-COVID to now doing school online and the video games. Their eyes need a break at the end of the day. So set a time, put it in writing, get an agreement, get your child's signature. This is intro contract law 101. Make
So
that
you're
agreement.
saying too, sorry about that. You're saying, so even like if the TV's on during dinner time, let's shut that off, right?
Yeah, that's going to, because here's the thing. Even though they're not going to school physically, you still need to be asking some questions. And I'm all about, as I've trained parents in the past, you should be asking open-ended questions of your children. Tell me 3 things you learned today. Tell me 3 people that you talked to today. Tell me 3 things about your favorite class today. You still need to be communicating with your children, even though they're sitting at home in one room and you may be sitting in another going to work. You still need to have that communication about school. You still need to be communicating with that teacher and counselor via email. So, get that. You still want to have that time, that quality time with your child. And yes, dinner is a great place to have no screens and to get that interaction in.
Yeah, that's family engagement 101. If we're not engaged at our school sites, we're doing family engagement at home, as you say. So thank you so much for that information. So Yvette, talk to us about inspire. Inspire. How do we inspire to do better? What do you mean by this? And I see balance and vision and family. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So think about it. You see this picture with all these beautiful colors, and you see these, especially over here, you see that pie chart. Our children, our students are used to seeing visuals in their classrooms. So now is a great time for you all to pull out some paper, some poster boards, some crayons, some markers, and make some inspiring signs and put them in that study area. Yes, you're going to put it on the wall. Put it on the wall in the study area. Put that algebraic equation or order of operations in the study area in your house. You can do it. Great job. You got this. Put those things that your child normally used to see in school, put them on the walls in that study area and even around your house. Because this is different for everybody. But your children are used to seeing things as they walk down the halls and in their classrooms that inspire them to do well. And you now need to do the same thing at home.
I like that. I have a neighbor across the street. I'm gonna give them a little credit, the Steffler family. So when they see this at the parent summit, they'll know that they got some credit. But one of the things that the family did was they put the school name, a bulletin board, a picture of the mascot, and even the mascot, which is called Sharks. They have an acronym which has certain words. A shark is super, and I think H is like for honorable, and there's all these things that go along with all the words. And the child sees that every day right in front of them along with the screen. So I really like that idea of making these words and posting them. So thank you for that information. So talk to me now, family meeting. I know you talked a little bit about dinner, and that's a good time to turn off all the screens and TV and stuff. But talk to me a little bit about this family meeting concept.
I'm talking about a once a week, Sundays. Let's just take Sundays. Sunday afternoon, Sunday dinner, just like in the visual we have here. Let's sit around the table. Who's going to do the chores for the week? Let's prepare the meals for the week. Let's talk about the calendar. Do we have any exams? Do we have any projects? This is a perfect time for you as a parent and a caregiver to get more involved in your child's schooling. okay? And to get them involved. They're at home. So look, when you want to meal prep for the week, hey, what do we want for dinner for the week? And let's start chopping up some onions and getting some stuff prepped for the week. That's going to take some time off of you, Mom. That's going to take some time off of you, Dad. Okay, get them involved. Now is the perfect time to some of those life skills that we used to have in school, home economics and all of that kind of stuff. Now is the perfect time for you to integrate into the home life. Okay, now's the perfect time to, if you don't already do the chore list, because I homes were already, because you're working and you don't get to do everything every week. But now that they're home all day, I can't even imagine what bedrooms look like. I can't even imagine what things look like. But now's the perfect time to engage those and put those home responsibilities. And then the calendar. There's still exams, there's still projects, and your students are still not going to tell you until the last minute. Yeah. So here's the perfect time at the family meeting. Okay, so anybody have any projects coming up? What is the project? When is it due? What does it look like? Take me to the portal, print it out. So now you have a list and you know what's going on. If there's anybody that's having any trouble, you know that you need to email the teacher or email the counselor. And so take that time, take that hour.
I like that. Our family's been doing that, and it's been very helpful. One of the things I did is a nutrition menu for breakfast and lunch. It's helped me plan out breakfast and lunch, and so then the kids also have input, like, what would you like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? And I've actually built in a day where, I go out and I may hit Starbucks for them or a McDonald's real quick for breakfast during the week. So they got to tell me, what day of the week do you want that special treat? And then everything else, we're going to the store and we're making sure that we have every item we need for that menu. So I like that very much. And they have a chore chart. So the chore chart tells them Monday night, you got to sweep, you got to vacuum, you got dinner dishes tonight, you got the bathroom responsibilities the next night, whatever that is, that continues. So I really like that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. Now they just need to, get some more buy-in at this time,
Right.
because they're stuck at home. So now is a great time, because at the end of the day, we're not raising children, we're raising adults.
Yeah.
We're
No
raising
doubt.
adults. And so
they're
since
little
we're
people.
they're just little people. They're young adult, they're younger adults. And so they need to have some skills so that when they go out, how about this? How about when they go out into the world, they don't come back home?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
I like
nice?
that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
So you say that when I get to the next slide, it says encourage. So we won't encourage them to come back home once we send them away. But what do you mean by the encourage piece here?
So we talked about inspire, where we have stuff around the house. But now let's talk about encourage. One of the things that I used to do as a principal was every morning before school started, all of my students and staff, we had a list of an affirmation statement that we gave. I am a good math student. I am a great reader. I am intelligent. I can do whatever I put my hands to do. Encourage your students. I know, I can't imagine how frustrating it is for you, Mom, Dad, but guess what? Encourage your students, and in that encouragement of your students, they're going to be able to understand that they can do this, and then that's going to take some pressure off of you. And we all of our patient levels have gotten a little bit skewed, but instead of going up here when the math problem is not done correctly, encourage your child. Encourage your child. If you got to go to Google and pull up some encouraging words and you and your children recite them on a daily basis, throw it out there. Again, take some affirmations, put them up on the walls in the house, put them all around. Difference between inspiration and encouragement, but our children are visual. So I say put it up around the house and the walls. And one thing I didn't mention in the arranged study areas, I just want to go back to it right quick. We have elementary, middle school, and high school. And so when you're talking about arranging study areas, your elementary students, you need to have some learning stations. So when it's time for math, because the little ones can't keep still, so you need to
Right.
have some study stations around your house for the little ones. The middle schoolers, fewer, but you still need to have some spaces for the math and for the science and for the language arts. So have those study stations for the littles where they have that spot on the floor where they can, you know, do their PE and roll around and stuff like that. And we have the art station, we have the different stations. So just wanted to refer back to that. I didn't want to leave that out.
Yeah, that's a good thing. My wife, again, that neighbor across the street, we talked about bought some little counting manipulatives where the children can count. So if they're counting 1 to 5, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they've made these different like Velcro matching papers and things like that. And I think that's a great idea to have. And so that's another topic in itself, right? How do you create those educational resources for kids? And we might have to have you back to talk about what that looks like.
That would work. Love to.
So you have the school and homework schedule. So talk to us a little bit about what that should look like.
So just as in life pre-COVID, your children went to school, they came home 3, 4 o'clock, and they played for a while, and then they got to homework. They also, or they may have gone to the after school program, got picked up at 5:36, come home, did whatever, had dinner, and did homework. We want to encourage parents to do the same thing. Again, that's going to take some pressure off for you. It may seem, well, if I can just put them on the screen and they do everything all at once, then I have some time for quiet. But that's too much screen time, and it's too much for your children. So school ends, last period, let's say, is at 2 o'clock on screen. And they may have done a little bit of PE. I've talked to a couple people where their child is having to actually record themselves doing some PE, but now's a great time to go into the backyard, to go into the play area in the complex and burn off some energy. And of course, they want that after school snack. And so give them some time and some space between the time that Google Classroom ends and the time that they actually start doing the homework, because they're getting right back on the computer to do assignments and turn them in. So just want to, and again, that Sunday meeting, that first Sunday meeting that you do, that's when you make that schedule. And then when they have projects, then you can amend that schedule to include some project time. So they're not waiting until the last minute to get those projects done. But we want a good separation of school and homework time.
Good stuff. Thank you for that. So you have this around talk in a quiet zone. So what do you mean by that?
This one, I'm encouraging for any home. Has nothing to do with COVID. It's just that place, that room. And I know some may, be apartment living, but carve out that space, that corner, that when you are up here and there's getting ready to be that disagreement in the home, that's the space that you go in. That's the space that you go to. And in that space, have yourself a little candle lit. Have some words, some peace, joy, love, affection, attention. Put some stuffed animals, whatever, something that's peaceful in that space. And when you get ready to have that agreement, go in that space and have it. So that way, all of that stays there instead of it being all over your house. Because the reality is that energy is everywhere. And if the disagreement is going all through the house, now we have that energy all through the house. But if we just kind of seclude it to that area, and then when we get in that area, joy, love, peace. Oh, was the agreement really worth it? Can we talk it out? Can we just agree to disagree and then go back to the house and to a peaceful house?
All right. I like that. I'm going to have to set that up. My quiet zone's in my garage, so I'm going to have to figure that out.
And that works.
Yes. So you have manifest peace. So it looks like a transition from quiet zone to now manifesting peace. Talk to me a little bit about what that means.
Well, so if you haven't noticed, each one of these things that we talked about the morning routine, arranging a study area, no screen time, inspiring, family time, encouraging, the homework and school schedule, and then the talking in a quiet room. That spells manifest.
Mm,
So when you implement these things, you can manifest peace in your home.
that's some good stuff, Yvette. See, I wasn't that smart. That's
Yeah.
why you doing this work. I like it. I like it. Thank you for that.
You are welcome. We just want to bring some peace.
Well, that's amazing. Well, Yvette, or Dr. Harris, as I should, affectionately call you, even though Yvette's been what I've known for days. I knew you before you were doctor, right?
You
So,
did. Yes, you did.
but congratulations on that. And thank you for spending time with me today to give our parents some resources, some feedback on how they can improve their practice as the teacher, the custodian, the campus supervisor, the principal, right? So that they can manifest peace in their lives as they go forward. So thank you so much. So as we move forward, talk to people. How about if they want to, reach you further, get a hold of you? How can they get a hold of you?
Yes, so you can reach me at my website, edr4u.com, and on Facebook, EDR Consulting Services. I believe on Instagram, I am DocVet7. And then, of course, you can call me 909-578-0970.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much for spending time with me, Dr. Harris. It's been a pleasure. Please don't hesitate to reach out if I can ever be of service to you. And on behalf of San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools and our Superintendent, Ted Alejandre, thank you for spending this time with us. It's been a pleasure and such a valuable part of today's discussion.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. So we're gonna have you on during that week, September 22nd, 25th. It's gonna be a good time for everybody.
I'm excited.
Yes. All right.